Today we're going to be talking about stop listening to people that want to stop your dreams. Only your own opinion matters. So stick around, that's coming right. Whoa! Coach Eli here, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, please make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. Yeah, that's right. You will not miss a single beat when it comes to getting a better grip, or comes to getting a better grip on your life. Oh my gosh, I am losing my verbiage because I'm so fired up here today to get to this topic. But before we get to the topic of today's video, I want to pay a special props once again to my wonderful sponsor, Troy Brewer, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network, for all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry. Please consider visiting www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. That's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. If you go to that website, you're going to see a bunch of internet radio stations there. More than likely, one will suit your genre needs of your music style. Or there are even a bunch of talk radio stations on the DCN Internet Radio Network page that you can choose for all of your talk needs. So if you want to check that out, please go to www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. That's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both of those links are below in the description section, about a third of the way down. And if you check out those websites, please feel free to reach out to Troy, say hello to him, and make sure you make him aware that Coach Eli sent you with lots of love. All right, well, let's get right to it here. Let's make sure that everything is rolling perfectly before we get to it. Okay, we are. Today, I have a very, very important topic that I want to discuss. And once again, today, if you folks just follow these principles, these basic life principles that I teach here on my channel, it will make a tremendous difference in your life. Because what I'm about to share with you here today has made the single biggest difference in my life. Let me just read the topic one more time here. Stop listening to people that want to stop your dreams. Only your own opinion matters. And if you folks, check out the thumbnail. The thumbnail actually states, only your own opinion matters. I cannot remember exactly what I put on the thumbnail. I'm kind of butchering that right now. My apologies. Let me just go ahead and check that out here real quick. My apologies on that. Sometimes you go on the fly because you have a bunch of things going on. So you don't have time to do a bunch of editing. Anyway, the only opinion that matters, ! And it's leaving you hanging until you click into the video, where I'm going to tell you the only opinion that matters is your own opinion. And hopefully you enjoyed the thumbnail. I kind of changed up my picture on it today. It's a little bit of a stern picture of me, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it enticed you to click on this video, because it's a very important video. So let's just get right to it. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 different personal stories of experiences I had with people that, basically tried to, stop my dreams. I wouldn't say they completely tried to stop my dreams, but they tried to tell me that there are better options for me. I'm going to be sharing stories that involve my family, my friends, and other people that I've collaborated with in the past on some business projects. So let's get right to it here. The first one, I'm going to be discussing my family, trying to stop my dreams. My mother, my brother, my aunt, and even my father. And if you missed yesterday's video, you're going to want to go back and check it out, because I shared a story on, when I was laid off my job in the corporate world, and because I couldn't find another job, since it was during the recession we had about 12, 13 years ago or so, right around that time, I decided to become self-employed. And when I decided to become self-employed, my family was very worried about me. My father was concerned that I would not be able to replace my income or make enough money to survive before my savings dried up. My mother had the same concerns. My brother had the same concerns. My entire family had the same concerns. And they even told me, son, we'll help you find a job. We'll help you, get something so, you can continue to make money and have benefits and have this and that. And if you, want to still get your insurance licenses, you can get that and do that part-time, and build that business while you're working another job. Well, like I mentioned in the video that I did yesterday, I had about, 2 years worth of savings. So I had plenty of money in the bank to carry me through a long enough period of time that would allow me to get my licenses and start selling insurance and be able to make enough money to the point of where it was going to be sustainable. So what ended up happening? I ended up getting my insurance licenses. I ended up starting to work for farmers insurance for the first year. I did fairly well with farmers, and I got a lot of training from farmers insurance. But after that point, I decided that I wanted to end up working for more of a broker that has, multiple insurance companies that I can choose to, provide the best possible coverage at the best possible price for my clients. When you're working for a major company such as Farmers, Allstate, AAA, State Farm, they only sell their own products, and whatever the price is for auto or home or any other type of insurance that you're selling, that's the price. You can't do comparative pricing unless you are selling insurance for a broker that has hundreds of different carriers that you can shop, the best possible price and coverage solutions for your clients. So I decided to do that. I ended up, becoming an independent contractor for a broker. And literally within, 6 to 8 months after that, I started, increasing my book of business. I got a lot of clients. I was doing a lot of networking during that time, and everything ended up panning out for me to the point of where my father, came to me and told me that, son, I'm very proud of you. You've proven that you're going to make it. And I'm sorry that, it's not that we didn't have faith in you. It's the fact that we care about you. We love you. We have, your best interest in, our heads and hearts. But son, you proved it to us, and I'm proud of you. We're all very proud of you. Had I listened to my mother, my father, my brother, my aunt, my immediate family that was telling me to not get my insurance licenses, to not sell insurance, and to not become self-employed, I would not be where I am at today. And that's lesson number one I want to share with you folks here today. Your family can be the biggest roadblock to you allowing yourself to become whatever it is that you want to become. We all have a purpose. We all have a passion. We all have a desire to become something. We all enjoy doing something. And if we can take what we enjoy and make it into a lucrative business that can pay our bills, there's nothing that would make an individual happier than that. People would rather do that than work for someone else. And that's exactly how I felt after I got laid off the corporate world. And then I couldn't find a decent job to save my life immediately afterwards. So that is the first story that I wanted to share with you folks briefly today. Now, the second story that I want to share involves, a few years after that, where after doing a bunch of networking, after becoming self-employed, I used to attend a bunch of other networking events to, grow my insurance business. I used to be a part of a big chamber of commerce here in the Bay Area, and I met many people, and some of those people ended up running their events. So I used to attend a lot of networking events for the first, 2 years that I was growing my insurance business. And after I got things off the ground and got myself to a decent level, I had a decent book of business for my insurance business. And I learned, a lot about how to leverage networking events. I decided to start my own networking organization, which I still own today. It's called the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. And when I started the GNA, I needed to get some people that were experienced to help me run this organization, because my vision was to run multiple chapters of this organization all over Northern California. So a good friend of mine that I used to work with when I was working in retail, I used to be his manager, and he used to be one of my cashiers / stockers. After him and I, left the retail world, he decided to go self-employed as well. And his passion was to take over a family business that was selling custom cabinets and, granite, kitchen countertops, etc. He really, really loved that business. And he had also been working for the family business part-time, along with, working in the retail world with me back in the days when we used to work together in retail. So we had kept in touch through Facebook, and he saw that I was running networking events, and he reached out to me, and he wanted to get together and see if he can get involved. And I said, yeah, man, I just started my own organization. I need a right-hand man. I need a right-hand person. I need someone that, I'm the president and founder. I need a bunch of vice presidents, and I want you to be second in charge. I've worked with you. I know your work ethic. You're a good guy. You're running your own business right now. You have an office that we could probably use for meetings. What do you think about that? He said, that sounds amazing. That sounds great. So he ended up coming on board. And him and I, for the next year or so, went all over Northern California, and we were opening up new chapters in different cities. We opened up chapters in Sacramento, Elk Grove, which is near the Sacramento area, Stockton, Lodi. We opened up Modesto. We opened up Tracy. We opened up Dublin in the Bay Area. We opened up San Jose. We opened up Morgan Hill. We opened up, what was that other city? Sunnyvale. If you're familiar with the Bay Area, you'll know these cities. But him and I opened up a ton of locations. We met a lot of great people, and we really enjoyed doing it. But after a year of opening up all these chapters, him and I were the primary two guys that were doing it. We also had a few other vice presidents, and then each location we opened had a chapter leader. We would call them the chairperson, and then they would also be able to appoint a few other leaders to help them run their chapter as co-chair people. That's how it worked. But him and I were pretty much, in charge of running the whole thing. But it was my vision. I'm the president and founder, and pretty much, the final say, goes through me before we do something, because it's my vision. It's my baby. I started it. So what ended up happening? This guy that was my right-hand man just started to get a little pissy with me and started saying that, I want to have more control to open up more chapters in different locations. We really need to expand this. We want to take it further. We can really blow this thing up, help a lot of people, and make great money while we're doing it. And I kept on telling him, dude, listen, I don't want to flood the market. You have to also understand that was during a time where smartphones were just becoming big, and more people were transitioning from attending networking events in person to doing business completely online. And I tried to explain that to him, but he kept on saying, dude, I want to open up this chapter. I'm going to open up this chapter. We ended up going back and forth for about a month until I just said, hey, dude, listen, if you're not going to sit here and, understand that this is my vision, it is my passion, it is my organization, and I'm not trying to pull rank here, dude, I'm trying to do the right thing for the both of us. If you're not going to be willing to, understand that this is not the right thing to do because of what I said, we don't want to flood the market, then it's just not going to work out, man. Maybe we need to part ways. And he took that to heart. He ended up leaving the organization. And, when people, leave after putting in so much effort for a while, they end up talking a little bit of smack online to the other people, as to be expected. That's what people do. And then he ended up doing his own thing, and I haven't heard from him since. Now, the moral of the story is this. Okay. When you have a dream, when you have a goal, when you have a passion and you want to accomplish something, you do need people to help you get there. But if you're running your own business and you're either hiring people or you're appointing people to help you run a voluntary organization, at least until it becomes profitable, you set the rules. And if people are not going to conform to the rules that you set initially and ongoing, then it's just best to part ways. Sometimes you got to let go of your closest friends because they're holding you back, or basically they are creating so much drama and so many issues that it is draining your energy and hindering you from moving forward. Again, this gentleman wanted to open up a bunch of additional chapters and flood Northern California with a bunch of networking chapters, while at the same time, in-person networking events were starting to slow down because more and more people were starting to network online more so than going to events. And he just couldn't understand that if we open up another 10 or 20 chapters, we're only going to have 2 or 3 people showing up at these events. And is it then going to be feasible to drive all over Northern California just to only meet 2 or 3 people? I tried to explain that to him, and it just didn't go through. He thought I was being controlling. He thought I was being a jerk. He thought that I wasn't taking his thoughts and feelings into consideration, and I was. Had he, offered something or suggested something that was more feasible, I would have been totally open to it. See, I'm a very open guy. I am open to doing anything that makes sense. But if something clearly doesn't make sense because it doesn't suit, the situation or the organization or a certain time period where things are shifting from offline to online, I got to put my foot down, because I cannot keep putting in energy and resources into something that I know is not going to work. And what ended up happening a few years after that, most networking events started to depreciate and deplete, and they had fewer people showing up. And I ended up shutting down the in-person networking events, and I completely converted the January Networking Association to an online organization, which is still on Facebook to this day, and LinkedIn, and a few other social media sites. Also, my business here, Coach Eli, the Agrippa on Live channel, and Coach Eli, Uncompromising Business and Personal Relationship Coaching, which is my website, are all a subsidiary of the January Networking Association, or GNA for short. So, you never want to, you want to stop listening to people that want to stop your dreams. In this situation, I felt that this friend of mine wanted to basically take my vision and make it his. And he was affecting me from reaching my dream of taking this organization where I wanted to take it. I even told him, I said, look, man, you can start your own organization and I'll support you as well with your own vision, but this just doesn't suit the vision that I have for this organization, which is what I'm trying to say. And again, I'm not trying to pull rank. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. I just know your suggestion is not going to work. So again, folks, sometimes you gotta let some people go. And in my life, when dealing with business, when you're doing business, folks, I got to tell you, the one thing that I've learned is to try to never do business with friends, because if your business relationship, or if you start a business with a friend and it doesn't work out, and let's say you put a little more money or more time or more resources into it and it doesn't work out, you're going to be very angry and bitter, and it's going to ruin your friendship. And that's exactly what happened here. I didn't want it to affect our friendship, but he just didn't want to be, he didn't want to work with me anymore. He didn't want to be friends anymore. He just didn't, want to understand that, again, it is my vision. I had more experience doing this than he did. And I knew that his suggestion just flat out wasn't going to work out. If I felt it would have worked out 20 years ago, before smartphones and laptops and tablets and all of that, where in-person networking events were thriving, I would have said, hey, dude, let's do it. I tried to explain that to him, but it just didn't go through. So I had to let him go. It just had to be let go. And that, kept my sanity and kept me moving forward to, continue doing what I'm doing today. So that's another situation there. Again, sometimes, folks, you got to let some people go that you don't really want to go, because, it's you got to, first of all, take care of yourself, and you've got to be true to yourself and your vision before you can help other people. And again, if people are going to want to join forces with you, with your business, they have to understand that it is your vision that they're supporting and that they're following. And ultimately, the person that owns the business, the president, the founder, the owner, is the one that makes the final call. And if they're not okay with that from the very beginning, then they shouldn't become a part of it in the first place. It's not being selfish. It's not being, disheartening, or it's not being a person that's not understanding. It just is what it is. It's your own vision that you're creating. And if people don't want to adhere to it and support it in the ways that you see it, because you're the visionary, then you got to just let them go. That's just the way it goes. Last but not least, number 3, and this is something that I'm not going to get into too much detail on, but what I will say is that internet trolls and the court of public opinion. I'll just say it one more time. Internet trolls and the court of public opinion. These are people that you're going to more so deal with nowadays when you're trying to, create a dream. When I say, trying to create your dream, what I mean is that you're trying to take something that you're passionate about and monetize it to the point of where you can create a sustainable business out of it. And that way you can have plenty of money to survive while enjoying what you do. And because nowadays, folks, most of all businesses have gone online. I mean, there are still some brick and mortar businesses. There are still some people that, run their business offline, but they also have an online presence as well. But for the most part, people are doing business online. And when you do business online, you promote your business on Google, on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, wherever, you're going to be susceptible to the court of public opinion and internet trolls. And you have to also understand that not everyone is going to like you, and not everyone is going to agree with what you're trying to do or what you're trying to sell, whether what you're doing is right or wrong. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. You could be the most honest person in the world with the biggest heart, have the best product, and present it in the most honest and ethical ways, and you're still going to get people out there that are just going to try to kick you down just because of the fact that they want to kick you down. And, these people are going to have an opinion of you. All of these people are going to have an opinion of you. But it's up to you whether you want to accept their opinion or not. Let me repeat that one more time. It's up to you whether you want to accept their opinion of you or not. Now, obviously, if you're getting negative opinions, okay, and you decide to accept a negative opinion from an internet troll or the court of public opinion or haters that are out there in the online world, in essence, what you're saying is that, okay, I'm going to define myself according to what these haters are saying because they're saying it must be true. So I'm going to allow these people to tell me how I should feel about myself. No, that's not the way it works. Okay? You cannot allow these people's opinions to define who you are. Only your own opinion matters. Let me repeat that one more time. Only your own opinion matters. Now, at the same time, are there people out there that are going to give you constructive feedback or give you some valid opinions? Yes. In some cases, if someone says something negative about you, it may be true. And in those cases, the best thing to do is to sit there and properly identify that. And if you realize that, some of the things said about you by the court of public opinion are not good and they are true, the best thing to do is to publicly apologize and take ownership of it. Because people are going to more so respect you when you're honest than when you're dishonest, regardless if you do something good or every so often you make a mistake and do something that's considered bad. So again, not all opinions are hateful opinions and should be discarded, but the majority of them, from what I've noticed, are hateful opinions. And why do these people give you these hateful opinions, all the time when they're not valid? Why do people troll people on the internet? Why does the court of public opinion sometimes attack certain people for no apparent reason? No reason is because they're unhappy within themselves and they are projecting their own insecurities onto you. I want you to remember this. The people that are attacking you on the internet trolls, the court of public opinion, if you know that they're out of line and what they're saying about you is completely false and not true, why are they doing that? Because they're unhappy within themselves. And in many cases, I hate to say it, I'm just going to be honest, in many cases, a lot of these people don't have the happiest home life. They're unhappily married. Some of them have a husband that's much older that works out of town most of the time. The lady is much younger in her 30s. The man that's working, the husband that's working, is in his 50s, out of town working. The 30-year-old woman has two young children at home, and she's bored because her husband's not around. So she tries to find other things to do to occupy her time, right? And what does she do? She goes on the internet and starts to, find people that, are similar, such as her. And she starts to, attack other people because it occupies her time and makes herself feel better because her life is just so miserable. Other people, and I'm not being disrespectful here, I'm just being honest. Other people are on SSI disability. No disrespect to people that are on SSI or disability. But a lot of those people, they're unhappy with themselves. Maybe they wish they weren't disabled. Maybe they wish they, had a better social life. Maybe they lack social skills. Maybe they lack self-confidence, and they go out on the internet looking for similar people that are in a similar, situation that also don't love themselves. And they go out there and deliberately look for good people like myself and other good people to attack. So that way they can try to kick us down to their level, and that way it can make themselves feel better. See, you as a good person, as a strong person, need to identify those types of people and do one simple thing. Ignore, ignore, ignore. Don't feed into these people at all, because that's what they want. They want you to engage them. They want you to feed into them. Okay? And here's another thing. I'm going to wrap up by saying this here. Okay? Here's the most important thing. To those people that are trolls and haters, okay, and the court of public opinion, that's just ridiculous with their with what they're saying. Okay? To those people, there are many people that have come at me and many other just normal people that are just trying to run their business online. To those people, the only reason why they're doing that is because they see some relevancy in you. If these trolls and haters and the court of public opinion didn't see you as someone that's relevant, do you think they would waste their time trolling you or trying to kick you down? I've seen many people online, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, get trolled, not just once or twice, but almost every day, if not every day, by the same group of people. So why do these people do that? They do it because they see you as someone that is relevant. They're not going to come out and admit that, because if they come out and admit that, they're basically saying, yeah, we feel that you're better than we are, so we need to try to kick you down so that way you're at our level or below us, and that way we can feel better about our own miserable selves and our miserable lives. That's the truth of the matter there, folks. So in this case as well, you need to stop listening to the internet trolls, the internet haters, and the court of public opinion when you know what they're saying is ridiculous and not something that is constructive. Again, you have to figure out what's constructive and what's not, because there are going to be people out there that, are on the fence of whether they want to buy into your message or not. And they're trying to send you some constructive feedback to see if you're worthy of their time, and if they're going to consider, buying your products or watching your videos or whatever, right? So you have to learn to, figure out, what's constructive, and then take the time to respond to those people. And you have to also learn what's not constructive, what's trolling, and, what's hate. So that way you don't waste any of your time trying to communicate with a group of people that cares nothing about you or your products or services. And they're just trying to drain your energy so they can, get rid of you. And that way, they can feel better once they, either get rid of you off of YouTube, Facebook, or wherever else that you're running or promoting your business. You don't want to give these people that at all. Now, there was one more thing that I wanted to mention, and it just completely slipped my mind. I bet once I stop recording this video, I'm going to remember it. But regardless, I'm going to wrap up by saying this. If you have a goal, a dream, a passion to create something, to help other people, and if it's something that you can monetize and make money and have the lifestyle you want, enjoying what you do that helps other people, don't ever, ever give up on that goal. Don't let anyone get in the way of your success, whether they're family, whether they're friends, whether they're internet trolls, haters, the court of public opinion. It doesn't matter. You are in control of your own destiny. Only your opinion of yourself matters. I got to say it one more time. Only your opinion of yourself matters. And if you can just, drill that into your head and remember that every time somebody attacks you in a way that is pretty hateful and makes you feel like you want to wring their neck, instead of wringing their neck, instead of responding to them, take it with a grain of salt and say, you know what? I'm much better than this. These people are not worth my time. They don't own me. They have no control over me. I'm going to keep moving forward and doing what I'm doing. And if they want to continue to, have their opinion about me, so be it. And I remember what I was going to say now. This is what I was going to say. So I'm going to come out and wrap up by saying this. I actually love it when people hate me. Let me repeat that one more time. I actually love it when people hate me and when people attack me. I will tell you why. Because like I mentioned earlier, it brings me and gives me more relevancy than I probably deserve. That's the way you folks should look at it. If you're getting trolled, harassed, if you're getting attacked, if you're getting a lot of hate, if you're getting a bunch of negativity from the court of public opinion, just look at it as they see you as someone that's relevant. So again, the more and more people spew their hate on you, you should actually love it like me. Because again, it just says to you how relevant you really are to them, whether they admit it or not. And they're not going to admit it because what they're trying to do is kick you down to their level or below, so that way it makes themselves feel better. If they felt good about themselves, they would have no need to try to kick you down to their level or below so they can feel better, right? Makes sense? Makes sense. So, folks, you got to sit there and, enjoy the hate. Now, trust me, I'm not a hateful person and I would never hate on anyone, but I'm telling you, when you get to the point of, as an entrepreneur like myself, where you can come out and say, I love the hate, and the more and more hate I get, the more I love it. Bring it on. When you get to that point, folks, it's going to change your life, and that's when you're going to move forward to the next step, and you're going to accomplish all of your goals, dreams, and aspirations. With that being said, folks, I want to thank you for taking time to view this video. Another video is coming to this channel soon. Also, I'm going to try to get some members-only videos out there as well for the channel members of this channel. If you want to become a channel member, just go click the join button. I have multiple packages there, and it'll explain what you get for those packages. With that being said, have yourselves a great, great day, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.